back to another episode of the Where's Home Podcast, episode 2. We got the back doctor, Mark Spencer. How you doing today?
Man, I'm good. So for the record, the phrase "the bat doctor," I did not give it to myself. You don't want, you never want to give yourself a nickname. It's not good, not a good look. But I was up working with Orchard Lake St. Mary Prep in Michigan a few years ago. This is 4 years ago now, and just like with a lot of times, you go into a place. I went in and we did some bat fittings.
Yeah.
And a couple of guys were like, they really enjoyed it and had a good time. So I was going back for the second day, and supposedly in the group chat on the team, right, one of them was like, hey, the bat doctor's going to be there at 3, and it stuck. So
and that's your nickname.
It started with me putting that right in front of them, renaming my my Twitter profile, the Bat Doctor. Yeah. At that moment, everybody laughed about it, but then it stuck.
It stuck with you, yeah.
I'm like, well, I'll roll with it. Yeah.
Why not? All right, tell me a little about your background, like where you went to high school, what sports you played, kind of your childhood background. Just tell us a little about that.
So, raised in Irving, Texas, and then in Oklahoma. So the family joke is I was raised in Texas and lowered in Oklahoma. Because my family's all Texan. And then right before my senior year in high school in Putnam City, Oklahoma, and I played exclusively football growing up. A little bit of basketball until high school. Once I hit high school, it was exclusively football. Yeah. A little bit of golf in the summer, but that's just in between spring practice and two-a-days starting. And then moved out here in my senior year in high school and went to Wolfson High School. Okay, yeah. And so I'm class of 1989. So there was no Mandarin High School yet. Yeah. And they were just building it. And then there was a guy locally named Chipper Jones that was going to the bowls at the same time, So, but yeah, it's I grew up. Then I graduated here, but it took one winter in Florida to want to stay. So I went back to school at the University of North Texas, moved back here. And stayed ever since, and I've been here a long time. Met my wife. We've now been married 29 years. Met her. Jeez. Just hanging out at Ragtime in 1995. And we got 2 boys. They're 23 and 20. But as far as me, like locally, I've been in Jacksonville my whole married and professional life. Yeah. And was in the golf industry, the sales industry, and then the golf industry mostly for a while. Ran a golf facility for a little bit, taught golf for a while, and then got an opportunity when I was in the golf world. And I was pretty progressive with club fitting and stuff, using data and launch monitors in the early 2000s. And Nike Golf came calling. They had a spot for someone to do their fittings. Did that. That evolved into the position as the sales rep for Nike Golf. Oh, wow. So my territory went from basically Ponte Vedra up through Beaufort, South Carolina. Oh, geez. So our territories are marked by golf courses. So it's marked by TPC Sawgrass and then a course called Secession, which is a really nice private club. So I did that, and then when my oldest son was getting into high school, and he went to Stanton Prep and played baseball, I was in the golf industry doing fittings, club fittings, and telling people, look, don't just buy a driver off the rack. You need to go get fit. Yep. And nowadays, that's accepted. You walk into a store, there's fitting bays in stores. Well, there weren't fitting bays in stores. This was a new concept in golf back then. So my son needs a new bat. He's going in, high school tryouts and stuff. And so I'm like, well, let's go get you fit for a bat. Yeah. I quickly realized there is no such process. And so it kind of started in my head, okay, wait, nobody does this, but it's still a stick and a ball. Yeah. There needs to be a fitting, aspect to this, choosing a bat. And, at the time, it was accepted that if you're a power hitter, you should swing an end-loaded bat. Yeah. If you're a contact hitter, you should swing a balanced bat, which makes no sense whatsoever. It's about how you move as an athlete. Yep. Right? What I call a movement signature. Everyone has a movement signature. So I started kind of creating my own kind of way to analyze movement and hitters and how they move. So, I came into the baseball space without any bias of my mind being filled with cues like direct to ball and having played. I came into baseball completely unbiased with only looking at movement and the ball flight laws analytically. So that caused a little bit of not friction, well, maybe friction.
A little bit of friction, yeah.
A little bit of friction with some of the people. But it quickly gained hold nationally as people started to recognize. Like I started a Twitter account within a couple of days, had a few thousand followers purely organically because some of the stuff I was posting
videos and stuff like that, yeah.
It was really, really different. So when I left Nike Golf, well, they got rid of their business. They stopped making clubs and everything. So I was out of a job. I'm like, well, this is the time. So had it was I don't think you remember. Some people might remember. There was a place on Phillips Highway, a really neat workout facility called the HIT Center. Specialized in one-on-one workouts. A lot of athletes went there and stuff. Wasn't your typical gym, but it was a real big space.
Okay, yeah.
And they had a batting cage in the back that was not being used. Just a single lane cage. So I had a flight scope. I had purchased a flight scope because I had used flight scope forever.
Yeah.
On the golf side, and I said, hey, can I use your cage at night? He's like, yeah, that's fine. I said, I'm bringing you business people. He's, okay, so I bought an iron mic and put the flight scope on the wall, and we had a cage, not unlike this, and I started having hitters show up and collecting data. Yeah. I wasn't selling anything. I wasn't doing lessons.
So did you start working for them, or you just started using the cage?
No, I just used that cage.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I was doing a different job at the time, so I was only kind of there at night. And I was really getting into the hitting space online, and I started following this guy, Tim Gibbons, and his content on Instagram was fascinating. I'm like, okay, this guy's starting to get it. Yep. Really, really good stuff. So I just, he reached out to me out of nowhere. He had a client in Jacksonville. He was, giving instruction out of Orlando. Yeah. And he DM'd me, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I've got a case. You come teach your guy here. I don't care. I'm not going to charge you. I don't pay. Yeah. And I met him, and we spent that day talking forever. And I was like, having been in the golf space around some really talented instructors, I saw him, Line Drive Pro was his account on Instagram. But I saw him work with that player, and I was like, wow, this guy's really good. Yeah. He knows how to communicate. He's positive, all that stuff. And so we started a relationship, and that just blossomed into actually opening our own facility. Yeah. And then if you know Julian Gonzalez locally, a lot of guys locally know Julian. He's awesome. He had reached out just out of nowhere. I think he was substitute teaching at the time. No, he was at UNF softball, helping, that's right. Helping them with hitting. And he reached out about, hey, I've seen some of the work y'all are doing. I'm like, dude, come work here. He's like, what? So, yeah, let's go. So literally the next day he showed up, and I created then two alleys, had 2 cages, and then him and Tim hit it off immediately. Julian's a great guy. And what's great about Julian is he's really a student of the science of movement. Yep, he is. And so I had this perfect mix of Tim, who was about hitting, and Julian, who's about movement. And so I would just sit there and watch them working in the cage together. Yeah, I'm sure you learned a lot too. Yeah. Yeah, like Tim would be working with a hitter and seeing an issue, and he would just say, hey, Julian, he's not doing this. Send him over. And then all of a sudden, Julian, I'd look over here. He's standing on a chair, throwing over an L screen that's side angled. I'm like, okay. And it was just so cool to watch those 2 guys create. And as everyone locally should know, they went on to work for the Orioles. Now Tim is high up with a data collection company. And he was on the ESPN broadcast for the College World Series in the booth. Wow. So he was the person giving the announcers for the College World Series all the data. Oh, wow. He was sitting in the booth behind them. That's pretty cool. Providing all the data. And he didn't know anything about data until he came to the data cage here in Jacksonville. So 2 great guys. I just am so lucky to have met them. And Julian's now with the Twins, I think. Was it low A or high A? He's with the Twins now. So now he's with Minnesota. Yeah. He's another guy that if you're local and you got a chance to work with someone, I mean, he's not always available, but he's supremely talented. For sure, yeah. I've worked with him a few times. Now, was that company called
Sports
Sports forensics.
Okay, so where'd that come from?
So 4 and 6. So the word forensics
Uh-huh.
is to analyze and and stuff. So
Yep.
I created a company called Sports Forensics, but with the number 4, the letter N, the number 6, forensics.
Yep.
Overthought it a little bit, probably.
Yeah.
So we had visions of creating, and we did create some software, which I'm real proud of. We at the time. You had TrackMan, you had Rapsodo, you had HitTracks, you had FlightScope, and they all created a CSV file. But there was not a lot of it was collecting data,
Yeah.
but it wasn't presenting it in a way that's easy for instructors and hitters to see. So started a company, Sports Forensics, and we wrote software that from either of those machines, didn't matter, you could just get the CSV file and just upload it to our website.
Oh, wow.
And it would spit out immediate reports,
Yeah.
hitter or pitcher reports. It would do heat maps, all this stuff based off of the data.
Yeah.
And did that, and then this opportunity, True Temper came calling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And that's what started it all.
That's what started it all. I, because of my days at Nike, True Temper was a golf shaft, the leading golf shaft company.
Yeah.
They still are. And they were getting into the baseball space.
Mm-hmm.
They had already started making hockey sticks and lacrosse sticks.
Okay, yeah.
They wanted to get into baseball, and they had heard about me being a former golf guy,
Yeah.
doing this baseball data stuff and writing software. They're like, hey, we got to talk to him. So they flew out from Mira Mesa, California.
Oh, wow.
We literally met at the batting cages at San Jose Athletic
Oh, really?
Association. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and I showed them what we can do.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw them kind of look at each other like, because they've been working on something for like 6 to 8 months. And I saw them look at each other, and they were like, yeah, well, this is a little further along than what we're doing. Okay, let's talk some further. So we actually went to the Bearded Pig and literally on a napkin wrote out
Wow.
what I could bring to the table and everything. And then I went to work for True Temper at the time. Yeah, and then it evolved into this.
Yeah. So how long were you working at True Temper before 44 bought them out?
So it was the other way around. So I was at True Temper, that was probably, 19? So I was at True Temper for a couple years. We were making bats. And what we quickly realized that as good as our bats were, and they were really good, under the True brand,
Yeah.
especially our U-Trip bats, which are still available
Oh, really?
at Just Bats, and they're like $20, $40.
Oh, really?
They are unbelievably hot.
Wow.
U-Trip bats are stupid hot.
Really?
Anyway, I don't make any money off that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help people. But so I went to work for them, and we quickly realized at True Temper that no one in the baseball space knew who we were. True Temper was so accustomed to being the big dog in golf.
Yep.
We make something, we create something, we present it, and everybody buys it.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't happening with baseball.
For baseball, yeah.
So I think I can probably say this now. In January of 2020, we actually bid to purchase Marucci.
Oh, really?
And we got outbid. So Marucci did sell in February of 2020. We got outbid, but True Temper almost bought Marucci.
Oh, really?
I almost was part of that.
Wow.
So then when that happened, we realized, because at that time we were realizing, okay, we've got the know-how and knowledge and everything, but we need some brand equity behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't work out. And then a couple years later, an opportunity came about for 44 Pro, for us to purchase 44 Pro.
Yeah.
And then that happened. But then since then, 44 Pro, we have actually split back off away from True Temper
Okay.
a couple years ago. And so now I went with 44. So I technically don't work for True Temper anymore.
Okay.
I went with the baseball team over to 44 Pro, and it's been fun.
That's
It's been awesome.
Yeah. Let's kind of dig into 44 a little bit. You went there. Was the first bat you created, was that the Alloy XB?
Me or the company?
You.
Me. That was the first bat I was part of the development of, yes. So when we purchased 44 Pro, we were already in development of some bats.
Okay.
And then in that process, we hired a lead engineer, Dewey Chauvin. He's a legend in the industry. Mm-hmm. Dewey's unbelievable. He's been amazing to work with. But he came on board in the middle of that development. The bat eventually became the Burris bat.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And then, but then he started the development of the Alloy XP. Mm-hmm. And that's the bat where I would, if you're on any of the Facebook, like local travel pages, I was always asking for hitters to hit. Yeah. It was the Alloy XP. So basically it was like, it was a blacked out barrel like this. And then I had 2 other blacked out bats, but the 2 other blacked out bats
was another bat, wasn't it?
Was an Atlas, and a Cat X, one piece, because those are the same swing weights as the Alloy XP, and so there were 3 blacked out bats. Now, if you looked, here, or if you looked at the cap, you could see the X. Oh, wait, that's a Cat X. But I would try to make sure guys, look, you could just don't look at the caps. And quickly realized, based off the data we were collecting against those bats, like, it's a really, really, really good bat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and that was for my first process. So my job in the process of that is Dewey would send me samples, whether it was different taper lengths and stuff like that, and then we would test them. So I would collect all the swing and the batted ball data of all 3 bats, and I would collect it and then present it back to him. Then he would put it in this file, and we could all, as a team, then analyze the results. Yeah. And then once we realized we were winning more than we were losing, we were good to go. Yeah. And the Alloy XP eventually got a 10 out of 10 power on Baseball Bat Bros. Yeah. So we did our
Pretty
job.
Good, yeah. So bat testing, as we were just talking about, like, what data are you looking at when players are hitting? What type of questions are you asking them? And then you add all those up together and see what guys are thinking about the bat?
That's an awesome question. It's a loaded question, too. Okay, so if you would have asked me that 2 years ago, I would say I'm only looking at the objective data. Yeah. Which is, so I'm looking at ball flight, but I'm looking at, obviously, exit velocity. Yep. But I want the exit velocity of pitches that were middle, that are hit in a line drive launch window. Yeah. Like if you pound down on it, that wasn't a real hit, So I would eliminate, like hard grounders and fly balls, and I'd really get the line drives. And then once I got pretty much all the line drives, I'm also looking at bat speed. And the reason I'm looking at bat speed as well is later in the testing process, a player may be tiring out. Yep. Which is fine because the bat's hotness is not related to the exit velocity alone. It's related to the ratio of bat speed to exit velocity. So, for example, if you, we're going to use rounded up numbers here. Okay. If you swung the bat 100 miles an hour, if the bat speed was 100 and the exit velocity was 100, your smash factor, or your ratio, we call it smash factor, would be 1. The ball's going is going the same speed as the bat. Yep. If your swing speed is 100 miles an hour, but the exit velocity is 110 miles an hour, then your smash factor is 1.1. So the ball's going 110% the speed of the bat. So that way, when I'm measuring players and I'm measuring the bat speed, okay, I'm measuring the bat speed and the batted ball, and I'm getting that ratio. That's telling me how hot the barrel is. Okay. Okay, because if I take a swing, let's use that same example. If I take a swing with bat A, okay, with this bat at 100 miles an hour, and I hit the ball 110 miles an hour, okay. If I take this bat and I swing it 90 miles an hour, but I hit it the same 110 miles an hour, those barrels are not equal. Yep. I swung this bat a lot slower, and the ball went the same speed. This bat is way hotter that way, right? And so, unfortunately, the one thing that I wish we we could start to change, and a lot of because the online bat reviews says, which I think is tremendously helpful to the consumer.
Yep.
Because back to what I talked about before, there's no fitting process.
Mm-hmm.
Parents and players it's a wild west, and they're stuck with whatever they hear and
Just
stuff.
grabbing a bat.
Yeah.
They hear it's good, they get it.
If reviewers would use that concept of bat speed to ball speed, like I saw a review of a really good Instagram account yesterday, and he had a personal record with a bat.
Oh, really?
What was the bat speed in that?
Yeah.
He's younger than 18, so he's still growing.
Mm-hmm.
Puberty is a strong thing, and you're lifting weights and stuff in high school. You're getting stronger by the week.
Yeah.
Well, you're swinging your bat speed today may be 3 mile, 4 mile an hour faster than 2 months ago.
Yep.
So if you reviewed a bat 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that bat's screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I just wish that the smash factor aspect of reviewing a bat or testing a bat would be more universal, so that consumers, everyone could realize it's a little bit more of a fair fight, because you just may swing faster that day. Well, then that bat's got an advantage that really doesn't exist. It's all kind of subjective. Mm-hmm. So, dealing in data a lot. I always refer to the phrase, data without context is useless, and sometimes can be used nefariously. And so you've always got to be asking questions in the collecting of the data side. But the biggest thing on the bat testing side, kind of back to what you're talking about, how do you test? What do I collect? I collect a lot of things. The main thing I'm trying to collect is, the bat speed and the ball speed and their relation, to see how hot the barrel is. What I wasn't taking into account enough then, but what we do now extensively, is feel and sound.
Feel and sound, yeah. Vibration.
Vibration. That is the hardest part, because we just talked about data.
Yeah.
How do you quantify the subjective?
Mm-hmm.
Subjective is what you think of the sound,
Yep.
Right? I'm supposed to quantify that as if one of you are right or wrong.
Yep.
And
so you could get different guys saying they love the sound, some other guys saying they don't really care for the sound. So then that just messes with you guys. So what, what I mean?
Yes. So there's a few ways that I found to help us do it. But that's a great point, what you're saying there, because that would happen. The guys at Flagler were awesome.
Oh, really?
Really. So obviously St. John's Country Day, Coach Lucas, all the players, you guys gave me unbelievable access. That's the strength of the partnership to me, is I'm able to get in these samples, show them my doorstep or 3 samples, and I know they're coming, and Dewey's told me what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I want to get him the results as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. Boom. And you've shown up early for me multiple times. It's been super helpful. But, getting back to that, it's like you talk to these players, and I remember this one specific time at being at Flagler. I felt like so we'll get back to this. So the Alloy XP is a really, really good bat.
Yep.
It's pretty loud.
The sound is loud, yeah.
It's very loud. But I think saying something is loud, I've learned, is not enough. Mm-hmm. What I've learned is hitters don't mind loud, but what they don't like, what I think is universal, is hitters don't like echo. They don't want this constant echo, and they don't like the real high-pitched ring. Mm-hmm. So when I took those away, then people were saying, man, it's too quiet. It sounds dead.
Yeah.
Now, the worst thing as a bat manufacturer is a guy to test your bat and says it sounds dead.
Yeah.
Even if the data shows, man, he mashed it.
Yeah.
Because, I'm throwing behind an L screen, and I'm looking at I've got the Rapsodo set up. Yeah. I'm looking at my iPad, and I see he just barreled it. Fastest hit of the day. And he'll be like, meh. And because he doesn't know the data.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, what are you feeling? I won't let him in on if he's hitting good.
How it was, yeah.
And I found that when you take away too much sound, then guys they think it's dead. They think it's like, then I'm thinking we're on this path. Man, I got rid of ring and all the echo. We're on the path. Like, oh crap. we're going the wrong direction. Like,
Yep.
okay, what is it players like? And so in learning about what do they like, what I've found on feel and sound is you want to take away vibration on balls hit inside the sweet spot.
Yep.
I think everyone expects a little bit of ring on the end of the bat.
Mm-hmm.
But when you ring a guy up inside of the hands, that's what we're working real hard to manage now.
Yeah.
Then on sound, that's what these 3 bats right here are. These are bats I'm testing right now for the next iteration. All the barrels are exactly the same. What we've done on the inside of the barrel on those 3 are completely different. And now I'm asking a lot of questions about sound. Is it too loud? Mm-hmm. Does it echo too much? Does it not echo enough? Is it loud enough? Now I'm kind of working my way back up to, is it loud enough?
Yeah.
So what I've found is what we're chasing is I want really, really loud. Another way to say it is I want confirmation of a well-struck baseball. Mm-hmm. So I want really loud, but I don't want echo and I don't want ping.
Yep.
So that's what we're working on, the sound. Yeah.
So when you're building a bat, say, mm-hmm. What do you think the hardest part is? Is it the sound? Is it taking away the vibration? What is it that you think that's the hardest part of making it the right bat and publishing it? I feel like sound would be pretty hard.
Sound, we have come up with the proprietary way I can manage sound pretty easy. We've mm-hmm. got a step-by-step process of things we do in the barrel now with materials, but also a little bit of configuration of some things in there.
Yeah.
That I feel like finding the sound is not hard. The most difficult part of making a BB Core bat is certification.
Oh, is it?
Is getting that BB Core certification. Getting this .50 you guys all see on the bat, right, is really, really difficult. U-Trip's a little bit more of as you can see, a little bit more of a Wild West.
Yep.
But getting the certification is tough because, on the certification side, they test the bat. They start at 5 inches. So I say they. It's a sports science lab at the Washington State University. Uh-huh. Okay, and so every company
they send it there.
That's who gives this certification out. That's who manages the certification. So you send your bat in, and what they do is I'm going to simplify it a little bit. Okay, they put the bat in a vise, and then they have a ball cannon that shoots the ball at the bat.
Okay,
but what they're doing is they start at 5 inches from the barrel, and then they shoot it at 5 inches, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 7, 8, 8.5. And each location gets a grade.
And it's got to add up?
So each location is its own grade, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
So they shoot 5 times at each location. And for lack of a better term, the .50 number means the ratio, we're back to kind of ratio. The ratio of the rebounding off the barrel needs to be a 0.5. So they're deadening the barrel. Okay, so if I dropped a ball from 2 feet over the barrel and then it rebounded only to 1 foot, that would be rebounding only half. So that's 0.5. Mm-hmm. So think about that as the grade. So they're shooting the ball at the barrel, and they're doing it 5 times. If one of those scores is over 0.50, that's fine. And if it's over 0.50, that's fine on that one grade. If the average of those is over 0.50 for that location, the whole bat fails. So the hard part about this is at 6 inches from the barrel, everything's kind of a sweet spot. Everybody's going to perform pretty well. Mm-hmm. It's away from there is you're trying to get your averages as high as possible.
Yep.
Right. And so the hardest part in engineering a bat is making sure you get the barrel as active and hot as possible without one location failing. Mm-hmm. Because you can't just make it a certain way because of where it is, the physics of movement, the physics of a moment of inertia, all this. You don't just make a barrel one depth one wall thickness across, and every grade's going to be the same. They're not all going to be the same. They're going to vary. And so that's when the internal engineering happens of, okay, man, we were perfect on the number here, but wow, 1 inch away from that, we're not very active. What do we do? So then we bring that performance at that spot up. Now we're illegal here. Right? So everything you do to every location in the barrel affects the other location. That's where Dewey comes in. That's where the engineers all come in.
That could get difficult.
So talented, so smart. I think Dewey's strength is that he questions himself and his theories constantly. As successful as he's been, and he's made some of the most iconic bats in the industry. He's asking me questions, which is like, why are you asking me? I'm just a guy, I'm just. But the two of us, I really feel like we work great together, because I question things a lot. Because I want data. I'm not concerned about what's always been done or the way. No, show me the data. I'm all about subjective data. It's just how I'm wired. And I think we've been a great match, and I'm real excited at the new line. And as you can see with these, I'm already working on
the next one,
the next line, in 27.
So it doesn't stop.
It
when
doesn't
that's
stop.
Published,
It's
you're going to work on another one.
No, it's because you learn something in every bat, an iteration of the bat, and then with player feedback. I like to consider us the player's brand. Because I'm in the field, listening and working with actual players. I'm not stuck in a cage somewhere. I'm out traveling the country.
Whether that's high school, college, whatever. You're working with every level.
It's the luckiest job out there because, working with athletes that are giving their effort, man, it's inspiring. It really is. My days are long gone. And to see guys, really getting after it is fun. I just, a lot of your audience is still playing and stuff. And, there's a lot of great coaches locally. And I think, guys like Lucas and me and some other guys, that you'll see us get pretty passionate about certain players. The reason is we know how this ends. We know a lot of guys that played for us, that we've seen, that we worked with, but now their playing days are over. They're getting families and stuff. And we're in touch with them. We know how this ends. And we know when players have regrets. And the regret that players have can sometimes be really, really hard. All that these coaches sometimes, if they seem like they're getting on to you about something, it's because they know how this is going to end, and they're trying to make sure you avoid regret. They've seen it. So it's just, I just wanted to throw that in there.
So when you guys send this in, send the bat you're making into, what's the university?
So Washington State University.
Washington State University. How long does that typically take for you to get the bat back, get the results back, and stuff like that?
Too long.
Too long?
No, it depends on time of year. So there's certain times of year where all the companies are sending in their samples, so you're just in line. They do a good job of telling you kind of where you are in the queue. But then you're kind of waiting. So to answer that, it might be anywhere 1 to 5 weeks.
That's not too bad.
But you don't want to bug them. Everybody's bugging them. But you kind of know within the next few days, okay, I think I'm getting my results here pretty quick. And then boom, you see that email with all the results.
So it's, as you see the results coming quicker or longer, is there like an average, like if it's quicker then the bat's good? Or
no, it's all based about the queue.
Just depends.
I wish.
Yeah.
No. And you've got to send them 2 because they keep 1.
Oh, okay, really? So each bat you send in 2.
And it costs a lot of money. Every test costs a lot of money. So here's a conundrum for you. Let's say, so you're dealing with baseballs, right? And every time the baseball shot out of a cannon, it's going to weaken a little. So if you're the first cannon shot of that new baseball out of the wrapper, pretty good chance you're going to fail. Now, Washington State knows this too. They have a very strict protocol. I hate to put strict in this, so don't get mad at me. But they have a very precise protocol of how they do it. But they can't do one. It'd be crazy expensive to do one ball and then throw it away. So they do use the ball multiple times, not many times. But what if in your test, man, what if you were just barely over the limit? Send the bat back in.
Could you blame that on the ball?
Yeah. So send it back in. Pay the money. Send the
same thing back in.
If it fails again, and the score is worse, then say, okay, it's the opposite of what I thought.
Yeah.
Let's definitely remake the bat.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it'll pass the next time.
Yeah.
Right. So, there's a lot of things. There's what's called test drift.
Mm-hmm.
There are factors in the testing. There's sometimes they are changing, and this is where Dewey does all this. I don't do this. Dewey basically communicates to me what he's doing with this.
Okay, yeah.
He has 30 years experience of
Jeez.
of
So
managing.
he knows
them.
what he's doing.
Yeah, and he's. But yeah, it's sometimes you can hear the frustration because we have a good idea of what it should test at.
Uh-huh.
And if the test is close to it, we're like, okay, we're there, we're close. With the results come back on the certification, and it's and if it's way off of what we thought, then we got to figure out why.
Yep.
That could be the stressful part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you send it in, is it a blacked out bat?
Yeah.
That you're sending in,
Yeah.
and then
So
you
it's
guys.
a blacked out barrel. Yeah. So it'll have a sticker on it that has certain numbers that they want it. The sticker needs to be a certain distance from here because they take the grip when they test it,
Okay.
without the grip and everything. And then it has to. So the sticker will have certain identification numbers and everything on it for us and for them.
Yeah.
And you send it in like that, but you also then send in what the artwork is going to be on it.
Okay.
You have to send in all these things because if it passes, you're stuck with that artwork.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't just pass this blank and then call it whatever you want.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a great question. So when you're getting it certified, you're also getting it certified so that it's specific to a certain paint job. Now, what you can do is you can use a certification on a bat, and this, I think, Will at Baseball Bat Bros has called this out accurately a couple times, of a repaint. So you can use a certification on this bat. You can say, hey, I'm going to use certification 1B37. Here's the new paint job on it. And you know it's already passed, so you can release a new bat.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We've never done that. We won't do that. But there are companies, big companies, that have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same bat.
Let's get into the Works bat. This is the new one, the new line that just dropped. Yeah. I think this one's the only one that's out right now.
Yes.
So this color. So when you guys have a designer? I know that when you do some bat testing, you ask, what do you think of this design? Because I remember you were asking us. There was I want to say 10 of these different designs, and so you pretty much get that data of designs and put that on the bat.
I'll stop you there. So what we did, what you're referring to is, so we had a barrel that had passed. Now we're looking at, we knew it was going to be passing closely. So we had the name Works, but then we didn't know what to do in the colorway. Obviously, we wanted to do something a little more aggressive.
Yeah. And
so we put together a little survey that I had access to, that I would go to games, and I'd go to high school practices and stuff, and I would go, hey, and on the phone I'd say, fill this out. And so you scroll through it, you literally designed that bat, you and your teammates did. Because y'all went through and some of the scores, so we have 3 different designs coming out. And this is another one that got, I think we called this Sunset. This is a big one. My favorite one was, do you remember Bomb Pop?
It's like
Bomb
reddish.
Pop. It was like red, white, blue, kind of like a Bomb Pop, like ice cream. So, Bomb Pop was another fun kind of combo, we called it. So, so that was chosen from player feedback.
It's a lot of data.
Yeah, we do a survey. And once again, all those surveys you filled out literally goes into this live pie chart that I have access to. And so every night I kind of look, okay, what bat is leading and stuff. And then we quickly started to eliminate a couple. Then we narrowed it down. Then we do make the ultimate choice. But when we see we have, if there's a bat design that we like as a bunch of old guys, but then we see it's in last place from player feedback, we are we're listening to the players.
Yep, exactly.
We're like, well, okay, we don't know
That's
what
who's
guys
buying
like.
it. Yeah. So digging into this bat a little bit, what's the difference from this bat you guys made from the alloy? Because I do remember there's one term that when we were doing some videos for when Sean was with us, There's a term you did. You said it was, I don't know the correct term, but almost this bat's for power hitters and contact hitters.
Power balanced.
Power balance. That's it right there.
Yeah.
So kind of dig into this bat. How you guys made it. I see reverb technology.
Yeah. So we, everyone knows that there's balanced bat and an end load bat.
Yep.
Well, there's got to be something in the middle, so I call it power balanced.
Okay.
And that's there's an actual number to it, MOI, like a swing weight.
Yeah.
How it feels to you. Bats in that category are like the Goods One Piece, super popular bat, really good bat.
Yeah.
The Power Select is on the high end of that, but the Power Select Select Power is not an end-loaded bat, even though it's a two-piece. It is, for a two-piece, it's very balanced.
Yeah.
But it's not like a Voodoo, Cat X, Atlas Light, and our Alloy XP is a light swinging bat. So we decided, we already have the Burris bat, super end-loaded, and the Power XP. We got the Alloy XP, which is really light. We needed to build something in the middle, what I call power balanced.
Which is the worst.
Yeah, so and what I found of a lot of really good hitters really like the Goods One Piece. I'm like, that's where we need to live, that same swing weight, and then can we improve on feel and sound from what they're doing already? And so that's how we made that, yeah. And so I would say the biggest difference, though, in that, aside from the weight, is the barrel side. The size of that, but it's a completely different barrel. The barrel size is a much bigger barrel than the Alloy XP was. And, I would say that if you had to narrow it down to two things, the barrel is bigger and it's more end-loaded. And obviously it looks a little different.
Yeah, for sure. This might not be a you question, but you guys are big into custom gloves, custom bats. Will this ever be will someone be able to custom their own colors?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay, so their own colors.
Yeah, so.
Yes. We are working on that really hard right now. The custom aspects we have of this bat that are coming out are the custom, like doing a hot dog bat.
Yep.
We have a camo that's
wow.
coming out. I saw it.
That'd be sweet.
It's awesome.
Is it?
It's really cool. Pizza. We added pizza this year.
And it'll be the works?
The works. It's the same bat.
Okay.
So you can go in there and have a little more fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you remember earlier this year, we did a collab with Waffle House.
Yep.
And so we had some Waffle House
That's pretty cool,
bats, which was kind of fun. But no, we have one that's a fish that's really, really cool. So if you like the fish, you're going to love it. No, we're coming out with a lot more custom options, and they're pretty cool. Yeah.
So this one just dropped?
Yep, just dropped last month, yeah.
Has Bat Bros done something on it, haven't they?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
It's funny, I was talking to Will last week, and he is so backlogged because usually as companies, we aren't releasing bats in the summer because everyone's playing summer ball with wood.
Exactly.
Well, it just worked out because of issues with certification that everyone was backed up a little bit. So what we were going to try to release in the spring got pushed back to summer.
Okay.
Well, instead of just sitting on them and not releasing, well, let's release it and try to sell a few.
Yeah.
Right? Bats sales for BB Core really won't pick up until like mid-August.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's I'm sorry, what was the question again? I forgot you asked the question.
Bat Bros.
So yeah, I did talk to him. He has it. Now I'm wondering, we have this one coming out soon.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. That's the two-piece of the works?
Yeah, two-piece. It's really cool too. It's a little more end-loaded. Actually, it's end-loaded. Two-piece end-load. The best way I can describe it is the sound of the Select Power and the feel of the Goods two-piece.
Okay.
It is end-loaded, but it has a little more of that clack and no ping to it when you hit it. And it's funny, we had a few made. Once it got certified, we had them make we just made like 12 of them. And we got a few to the guys in Memphis in their hands. And it was like the last week of the season at Memphis University. And I started hitting bombs with it.
Really?
Like, it was so funny.
That's awesome.
So if you go to their social media page and you go back to May, there was some multi-homer games by guys with the bat, with both of them.
Really?
Yeah, with that one too.
Before they were
like
released.
Carter McKay hit one over the scoreboard at Memphis.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's an animal. His bat speed was when I measured it one time was 91 miles an hour. Yeah.
So
big old boy.
You do a lot of the bat testing. When you go to these colleges, whether that was Georgia Tech, Memphis, you guys got a few more. Have those guys ever been bat tested before? Have they ever been through that process? So that was kind of their first time. So once they see that you guys as a company is bat testing, I think that shows a lot from you guys.
That part's fun. These are obviously very good players.
Yeah.
I mean, high-level high school is very good players.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's eye-opening. It's kind of sad as a whole for the industry that the industry is so far behind doing bat fittings. What companies do are they just do demo days. They don't know these guys that are doing it for these other companies. And I don't mean to put them down, but I'm sorry. It's just there's so much ignorance out there of what's causing the ball flight. So what happens is they just let guys kind of choose different sizes and stuff.
Yeah.
And they probably go back to the old axiom, oh, you're a big guy, you should be swinging in load. No, that's not how this works. And they just kind of demo bats. You know, I'm going in looking for a specific angle of attack on the barrel, a specific vertical bat angle at impact, and I can control both of those features of a player's swing with two aspects, basically the combination of MOI, or swing weight, and length. I can affect a player's angle of attack, so whether they're swinging down or up too much, or just right, with the length of the bat. And then you control the vertical bat angle with the in-load or balance part of the bat. So you put a blast on the knob. When I'm fitting guys, I put the blast on the knob, and we fire up the machine, fastballs down the middle. The caveat to fitting is this bat fits you when you're on time. Okay. When you're on time, which is hard. If you're on time as a hitter, you should be rewarded for being on time.
Exactly, yeah.
And so my goal is to make sure that if you're on time, that the barrel is in the proper angle, working the proper direction for doubles. I'm trying to fit to doubles in the gaps is what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
You've told me this a few times. When you do the bat testing, you have a bucket of balls. Each ball gets hit a certain amount of time. So you've done this. You say this a lot when you're testing. Like if there's 4 balls left in the bucket, the next guy's coming up. He's going to get those 4 balls, and then everyone has to pick. Yeah. So kind of go through that on why you do that. Which once you start explaining it, it makes a lot of sense on why you do that.
Well, it kind of goes back to the thing we talked about with smash factor, right? I'm trying to collect data as accurate as possible to allow us to make the best bat as possible. If my data that I'm collecting is inaccurate, we're going to go so far down the development line, and we're going to send the bat in for certification. And then it's going to be way off, right? Maybe that was because the baseballs were inconsistent or whatever, right? So what I do is I purchase 4 dozen balls at a time, and I date them all. So Sharpie, and I date them all. And they go in their own bucket. And then I never mix the baseballs with any other. And then each baseball is hit the same number of times. Which means, like you alluded to, so I'm soft tossing or throwing BP. And let's say, like you said, I'm done with you. There's 4 balls here in the bucket. There's 3 behind you that I threw some garbage BP that you didn't swing at. Right? Well, we're going to hit those 7 first. We're not going to pick yet. Because I need each ball hit the exact same number of times so that every ball is as close to being the same as possible. This is another great asset that St. John's Country Day is they're covered. So, like, if it rains a little bit and my bucket of balls is exposed to the rain, I can't use them. I mean, I can use them. I can't use them in bat testing. Because the top one's got some moisture, the bottom ones didn't. Stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean that's a huge thing that I'm trying to take out all the variables, as possible in testing, and at the same time in the fitting, I'm trying to isolate each variable and test each variable in isolation. And you can only do that with a consistent baseball, really. And so Baker's loves me because I buy a lot of baseballs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good thing. So you guys, how many bats do you have out now that's on the website?
So we do have a few of the Power XP, so the Burris bat. Everyone knows Drew Burris, right? So we still do have a few of that bat. We have his latest design coming out here.
For the Power XP?
Yeah, the black one with the gold with the chains.
That one's cool, yeah.
So end-loaded bat, great bat. It's the bat he uses. Like, it is the bat he uses. He uses the bat. We don't hold aside a few that are painted different. It is because you can't, because certification, you can't do it. Right? And by the way, he swings a 34-inch.
34.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's a very end-loaded bat.
Yeah.
He's an animal. But so we have that on the website. We have still the Alloy XP.
Yep.
We have it. It's still available, but only in the 32-inch and the 33-inch. Everything else we're sold out of. We have the Works online now, and then we should have the Works Hybrid up probably October.
October-ish?
Yeah, sometime October. But this is available now. The Works Power is available now and ready to rock. Ready for tryouts.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be a big bat.
No, I'm excited. It's fun. I think the fun in it is players that have known our other bats, that have used other bats, when they swing that, it's so different.
Yeah. Kind
of seeing that look in their face, kind of like, oh, you listened to me, huh? You know, like, that part. Yeah, we're listening to the player. We're the player's brand.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So when you reach out to colleges, how does that work? You're like, can I come in for a bat testing?
Yeah.
Or bat fitting? If you guys are looking for a company or whatever, how does that work? Do you reach out, or is like the company?
Yeah, so I handle that as well. So I do all our teams and sales and stuff. It's funny you say that. I just got an email this morning from Wake Forest saying they're happy with Wilson. So, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Wilson's a great company. It's fine. Yeah, I said, you're in good hands. You know, I'm never going to put down a competitor. So it's a lot of it is relationships. My favorite one recently was Andy Burris, so Drew's dad.
Yeah.
You know, I've gotten to know him pretty well, and he's really fun. And he texted me out of the blue like 4 weeks ago. Says, hey, Coach Gibson at Mercer is looking for a deal. I told him to call you or whatever. And as I'm reading that text, another text rolls up. It's Coach Gibson at Mercer.
Wow, that's great.
Saying, hey, this is Coach. I wanted to talk to you. So I called him that day, and so we're going to be the exclusive glove at Mercer. So I'm going up there.
That's awesome.
In September. James Ramsey at Georgia Tech actually put me in touch with some of the coaches at East Tennessee State.
Okay, yeah.
And we reached out, and I don't know how familiar you are with East Tennessee State, but they are notorious for mashing.
Yeah.
And so I'm going up there September 11th to fit with them. Another thing, I'm going to Erskine. Everyone locally knows Scotty Bateman, right? Going up there, we go Coach Frick. We're setting them up at FSCJ. So it's guys I've known for years. It's also cold calls of getting a list of coaches and just texting or calling them. Say, hey, this is Mark Spencer with 44 Pro. Basically, most D1 colleges have either they have an exclusive normally. And then the question is, okay, are the coaches getting paid, or is it just only in gear? Okay, and so your higher profile schools, the team will get a certain amount of, they'll get 60 gloves for the year, whatever bats, and then the coach will get a little stipend.
Okay, yeah.
And then when you get to other schools, then your kind of your mid majors and stuff, they just want stuff for their guys, right? They want to take care of their guys. And then it's what I'm seeing a trend though is normally there's been a lot of exclusives.
Yeah.
Like companies roll in, Marucci, Wilson, everybody rolls in and they say, hey, we'll give you stuff, but your guys can only wear and only use our stuff. Well, now with player mobility, with the portal, you'll lose players, or you won't. If a player,
and with NIL too.
Yeah, and NIL. If a player hates a Marucci glove, or hates whatever,
they might leave.
They might not go to that school. It's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't think
even though
about
that school might be the perfect fit for them. Right?
Yeah,
it's really hard. So like East Tennessee State, this is a good sized D1 school.
Yeah.
He lets his players pick whatever glove they want.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so what we're going to do on the bat side is, and like with me, I will go head to head with anybody with our bats.
Yep.
So I'm looking for schools that say, yeah, come on and see if any of the guys will like the bat. That's what I want. Because you give me time with the hitter, I'm going to find the right size bat and the right bat for them. They're going to love it.
Yep.
They're going to mash. So, but yeah, it varies on levels. But from JUCO basically, and just let the guys know that want to play in college. Usually from JUCO through D2, the schools will have really, really, really strong deals for equipment, and that's what we provide. So I'll go and I'll say, hey, coach, I'm gonna set up this specific code give it to all your players. If they want to order anything on our site, they can get it crazy cheap.
Yeah.
Some schools do have a small budget, so they might buy a few guys' gloves, or they might buy 18 bats and a bunch of protective. Okay. Like that's what Mercer's going to do. They're going to actually buy protective.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we're going to provide, bats and gloves. And but I told them, I said, hey, your guys can. What I'm learning is that's a real. You could probably talk about it more than me. I'd love to hear your take on it. As far as hitter protective, like what do you see? Like, is there a certain type that you have liked that you hear other guys say they hate?
Not really. I've never really wore protective stuff. But I think with you guys, 44, I think a lot of people like that customization.
Yeah.
Can pick whatever color they want, match their school, match their travel team. So I think that's what separates you guys from a lot of other companies. Yeah. You can customize to the color that you want. So.
Yeah. Or you can go completely off the plantation, go like pink.
Yep, exactly. Whatever you like.
Yeah, whatever as long as coach allows it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I always like this. Funny you mentioned that. Is I will tell, coach. So we've signed up a bunch of schools in the last month, from high school through college and stuff. And I always tell the coaches, this is your first time with 44. Be prepared for some of the gloves and protective you're going to see your guys show up with.
Yeah.
It's not going to be your team colors.
Yeah.
You may think everyone's going to roll out. If you're Mercer and you're orange and black, if you think everyone's going to roll out with an orange and black glove, that ain't happening.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, you guys at St. John's Country Day.
Yeah.
Right? Those gloves are not all Carolina blue.
No. Got some red. We got
Pico. That red shiny glove. Like,
I think Braden has a purple and tan.
Yep.
So whatever the person likes.
Whatever. And that's the thing, man. If I can. At some point, baseball's got to be fun.
Yeah,
come on.
exactly.
I mean, I know we're working hard.
Yeah.
I know you guys are grinding. You're lifting.
You want to have fun with it, though.
You're giving up some Friday nights with the fellas to work and stuff. I know it's work. You got to have some fun at it.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we're there. We want to provide you if we can. It's not just about swag. It's about, to me, it's about that emotional release and that comfort. Even if something as cool as putting the Stars and Stripes on a logo of the 44, something small like that, or this is our Memphis glove. Like guys that want to put the state flag, you can put state flags in the glove, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
I love
People
that.
like that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
That Memphis glove, that one's sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty
sweet. That one's real sweet. Yeah.
I still got a lot to learn about our glove line.
Yeah. You do?
Yeah. There's a lot into it.
Because I do know, as far as St. John's, that one year, some of them didn't really care for some of the infield gloves.
Yeah.
So you guys came out with.
So we came out with this one.
The new one.
So this is the PRX. And, and it's funny you say that. So, back to what I talked about before on bats and colors. How I talked about like picking colors. We can't just be a bunch of, for lack of a better term, a bunch of old farts. In the offices. We got to listen to the players. Well, yeah, it's pretty sweet. The stamp, the Memphis stamp on there is sweet. But as I'm in the field, I'm the only one at 44 that's consistently out.
Yeah.
Working play. That's a huge advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny is about 2 years into the relationship with St. John's Country Day, I mean, I've got y'all's cell phone numbers. Like, I feel like we've become a little bit of friends, you know. But you guys hopefully know I'm always there for you.
Yeah.
And once that comfort started to happen, guys started to open up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Alfred. He was the first one to really open up. Like, this ain't it, man.
Yeah.
And
that's what you guys need.
And I turned on my phone.
Yeah.
I've said, I'm not publishing this on social media. I said, break it down. And he broke down what he didn't like about the glove, this and everything. And we were thinking about doing some things on the glove side different on the infield. And we came out with this, based off of that, a lot of feedback. Really, and also the Georgia Tech guys.
Yeah.
Based off of the feedback of those guys, we came out with a PRX. And last year, the Memphis shortstop and the San Diego State shortstop both went to it immediately, really? And they used it all year. And it was it's a good glove. But I think you can't just say it's a good glove and leave it alone. For me, the process starts again. Now, when I go see these new teams, they don't know that this is a new glove.
Yeah.
So I will do the same thing. Hey, so break it down for me. Because now, if there's things about this one we need to improve, we're gonna keep improving. We're gonna keep doing it. We're not gonna sit around. That's what we did with our new catcher glove as well.
Yeah.
We have a new first base mitt. And that was based off. A lot of that was based off of George Gilson.
Oh, was it?
George 2 years ago opened up a little bit about it, and then we started recognizing a couple other players. I started asking some questions about it, and so we made a couple adjustments on the first base as well.
Okay,
yeah.
Sweet. Guys, go get you a glove, custom whatever you want. This one's real cool.
Yeah,
the USA glove got the outline of.
Yeah, so when you go to our site, you go to our customizer. You'll like this. I think you'll appreciate this. I think I'm going to get this number wrong. I wish I knew exactly. I think we can see how many gloves have been built but not purchased.
Oh, really?
I think it's in the 30 to 40,000 range.
Wow.
People just like to go to our customizer and just kind of design it because you get to see
I've
the image
even done that before. I'll say I've done that. I've created gloves, see what they look like. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I will tell you something I think is really neat, and I think says a lot about the culture of baseball in America. Is players can put, they can put their name here, or they can put sayings there or whatever.
Same with inside of it. Yeah.
We have a spreadsheet of every single customization.
Really?
Thousands of lines. Which means we know what the top 10.
Yeah. What people put on it, yeah.
They're all 10 Bible verses.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
I just thought that was so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
When I saw that, we don't allow customers. If we allow some customers, there might be some in there. But I thought that said a lot about the culture of baseball in America. It's kind of heartwarming to see. And we're a company that's not afraid to lean into that a little bit as well. You'll see a lot of the guys with the cross on the glove.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So it's I thought that was pretty cool. I like to share that.
Yeah, that is awesome. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I got one more question for you. You kind of mentioned it earlier. You grew up in Texas.
Yeah.
Were you a Texans fan? I know you're a big Jaguars fan now, but were you ever a Texans?
No. So I grew up in Irving. So I was born in 1970.
Okay.
So I was raised in Irving, Texas. So which is where the original Dallas Cowboys were.
Okay. Yeah.
Located, and we grew up probably as a crow flies about 2 miles from the stadium where Cowboys played.
Okay.
3 miles.
Yeah.
But we didn't go to games growing up, and is a really fun memories of. So there's a town south of Dallas-Fort Worth called Waco, Texas. And so you had the Houston Oilers back then.
Yep.
Right, which is now Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
But they were in the AFC. We were in the NFC. And I was a huge Cowboys fan. My dad had gone to Dallas Texans games, and then they became the Chiefs, but then we got the Cowboys.
Yep.
So huge Cowboys fan growing up. I mean, Roger Staubach, Tom Landry were my heroes. Danny White was my hero.
Mm-hmm.
We would go because the Cowboys games would never sell out. in the 70s, we would actually, I remember times of us going like to a campsite.
Oh, really?
Taking a little black and white TV, going to a campsite south of town so we could get the TV signal out of Austin.
Wow.
To watch the Cowboy game.
Yeah.
We lived 2 miles from the stadium. We would drive 2 hours south.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, big football fans and big Cowboys fan. I moved here. So I moved here, in 88, graduated in 89.
Right?
Went back to school in North Texas, went to Cowboys games. They were terrible. The year they were 1-15, I went to every home game.
Oh, did you really?
Huge Cowboys fan. And then the same time that the Jaguars were starting here, and I living back here, Jerry Jones fired Jimmy Johnson. At the peak of Cowboy, we had won the Super Bowl in 92, 93, 95. Then he fires Jimmy, and the Jaguars are here. And I'm like, you know what? I'm out. I said, this is fun being here, watching the stadium being built, being part of this, the civic community. We had season tickets for the Jags. So I became a Jaguars fan and a Cowboys observer.
Okay. So
I still am an observer of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But if the Jags play the Cowboys, I want to beat their butts.
Yeah.
I worked for the Jags for a little bit. I became really good friends with a bunch of players and coaches over the years, teaching them golf lessons.
Yeah.
Josh Scobie's, was a good friend. Rasheed Mathis became a good buddy.
Wow.
Giving them golf lessons over the years, going to games, getting to know. And now my son does work for Jerry and Jones.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he knows some of the guys, and it's just we are all in a Jags.
Yeah.
So was never an Oilers or Texas. I hated the Oilers because if you grow up in Dallas, you hate everything Houston. Just to let you know.
Yep. And
it's funny, in Florida, there's really not city-to-city hatred. Mm-hmm. In Texas, it is a thing. Like, anything Dallas hates, anything Houston, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. It's funny. It's weird. But, yeah, it's funny dynamic.
What do you think about the Jaguars? Think we're going to be good? All right? Better?
Dude, I am the wrong guy to ask. So I spent this whole podcast talking about how I am data-centric. As a Jags fan, I am not objective in any way.
Yeah.
I will say this. I went to a practice last week, and there was a play. They starting the 11-on-11s.
Yep.
And there was a play where that was going to be the first play of the session. And I was a quarterback growing up. Uh-huh. I've been through film sessions. I've been yelled at by coach. I know what it looks like to get yelled at by the coach.
Yeah.
Trevor, get ready to take the snap. No pre-snap motion. The defense is not moving. Nobody's moving. And then Liam Cohen bangs it. Liam walks in. You can tell he's a little frustrated, right? A little frustrated. Turns around, says something, walks in. So everyone's still in formation. And so everyone goes back, gets ready for the call. Trevor's there. Once again, you see a couple defenders starting to point. Uh-huh. Nobody in defense is moving. So Trevor's not moving anybody. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Liam walks in again, bangs it again, walks in again. They still haven't run the play. They've lined up twice now, same formation. They have not run the play yet. And Liam is now, he's activated, okay? Yeah. He is now activated. And he's not in Trevor's face, but he is yelling with Trevor here. He's he's kind of motioning with frustration. And he puts his hands up, walks off. They get back in the huddle. They call a new play, and they go on.
Oh, wow.
And I'm watching Liam to the side. And Liam is now back to the offense, just motioning to the other coaches and doing this, as if he was saying something well, they showed this, and he shouldn't have done this. So that practice, I was all worried and concerned, oh, no, is Trevor not picking up the offense?
Yeah.
And then I go to the scrimmage the other night.
He looked really
and he
good.
is. I know they weren't running pre-snap motions and stuff. Dude, he was sending that ball downfield.
He was. There's a few throws I was like, wow.
And I'm telling you, I'm always a quarterback apologist.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Trevor apologist. I get it. In my own family, I have some Trevor doubters. There's a lot of friction even in the house a little bit, but we're all huge. Our family chat is labeled Jag Support Group.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's the name of the family chat in my house. So how are we going to do? I think it's going to be a tough start. I think things from managing timeouts and clock management and when to do a replay challenge, those are the things that Cohen hasn't had to think about. It's things that we take for granted. That managing a game as a head coach is really hard.
It's hard.
If he has the right people around him to help him and do that, then I think we can get off to a good start. We have a new head coach, first-time head coach, first-time offensive coordinator, first-time defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
First-time GM.
I don't know if you saw, but last night ESPN ranked us 31st of the worst coaches out of 32 teams. But it also said, like, all these guys are young. We got one of the youngest groups. It's only his fifth or sixth year in the NFL. He's a head coach now. So
I love the offense. I love what guys are saying about Campanile. Like, he's going to be a head coach one day.
Yeah.
So what's exciting about that? That means Liam is probably comfortable of, like, look, just be the head coach on that side of the ball. I'll be the head coach on this side.
Exactly.
Right? So if he just has somebody in the booth that can do the little things like timeout management, tell them, hey, timeout. They're not going to get off the timeout.
Yep.
Stuff like that. Because Liam's going to be in the play call.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's calling plays. And so we have all these first-timers. I think the player level is where we want it to be as a fan.
I agree.
They're going to be exciting. I think the coach ability
is good.
Is where it's good.
Yeah.
The execution of so much newness. There's no, like, man, I think Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm rooting Super Bowl. If it goes Super Bowl, I can say, yeah, I saw it all along. Like, I'm going to be the first guy to say it. But I have prepared myself to be like, God, like, if that wouldn't have happened, we would have won.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. So I prepared, but it's going to be better than that crap we've been watching the last 2 years.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do hope so.
Because that was bad.
That was real bad.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. Football, like I said, it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Now we want to win.
Exactly.
And as a fan, you want to win. As players, you guys want to win in baseball.
Yeah.
But this is fun.
Yeah.
Let's make it fun.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Of course.
I appreciate D-Bats Jacksonville letting us be here.
Oh, D-Bat Jack, these guys are great. Yeah, these guys are so nice.
Appreciate you guys for letting us come out, open it up a little early for us. That wraps up episode 2. You might see Mark a little bit more later on in episodes, maybe as a co-host. Still trying to figure some stuff out, but
maybe I need to come out of my shell and talk a little more.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably come out.
I was going to tell you that after you start rolling. Yeah. I appreciate you joining, and we'll get back on the next one.